Cradle, The Rise of the Chosen, Chapter 25, Part 2. Takuma stood over the table and hovered his hands over the surface and spun up his eyes and then closed them, and a vibration in the air assured him he had enough energy to make good food. In an instant, there were 3 bowls of different hummuses, garlic, dill, and red roasted pepper. There was garlic pita, Italian herb pita, and olive pita. Many types of tropical fruit were gathered on the left side, closer to the left end of the table, and on the right were blocks of almond cream cheeses. Hijiaya, Nieti, Siam, great job there, Josh remarked, and they all ate as if they were truly famished. There wasn't much talking until all there were satiated. Kial, Mua, Da'anit, Aoa, Gianoa. You've been quiet, Gianoa, Josh stated and wiped the pita crumbs from his bottom lip. Kiishu, Ma'ani. This all was so much, she answered. Josh smiled and laughed a little. Noit ha chuani. Not getting tired, are you? Gianoa shook her head with a smirk. Da'al hioti iro piel. You two are crazy. Takuma laughed and then leaned over to his wife and kissed her on the cheek. Li hal omo tiol aol sien. You forget she saved my life, Takuma said to Josh. Gineol, never, Josh replied and winked at Gianoa. Io no sotulu hani io najimi gon neo siaji. My queen, I must take your man into the city for training. Riol, kaol niete sient. Go get some rest on your ship, Josh suggested. Takuma leaned in again and kissed his wife on the lips, and she caressed his cheek and then stood up, waved by, and left the room. Josh and Takuma let a silence linger. It seemed to imply that they needed a moment before going into action again. Josh bit some garlic pita and chewed thoughtfully. Takuma raised a mug of green tea to his lips and drank it slow and enjoyed the subtle sweetness. Tiimulki uayo nati bienot. You are getting good with your powers, but dirj holni ol. You need to learn how to heal better, Josh explained. Yaaki, do you see something in my future? Takuma asked. No gia nieti more, not necessarily. Job sielki. But that isn't what this is about, Josh informed. Jaakil oli nifijiet kal moli. If you know everything, why can't you tell me what to do? Hahat. Exactly, Takuma asked. Josh belly laughed and shook his head and then pinched the bridge of his nose. Tiulu, hal, tikol. Mienjiati mitul bioni. Only God, the Great Father, knows everything, Josh answered. Niji umal oli gantun. Don't concern yourself with knowing everything, Josh added. Saati jao ul. Live your life. Takuma was almost angry, but the fire died when he quickly realized Josh was more than likely correct. The breeze coming in from the broken window was chill and pleasing, but the whiffs of smoke were foreboding, and he didn't want to see what happened on the surface. Takuma was naturally peaceful and never really saw why some people glorified fighting or war. He got that life could be boring without conflict, but to him, on the other hand, too much conflict and not enough peace was a true drag on the spirit. In the city, there were cries of city crews and vehicles with their sirens blaring. The rubble in some of the streets were smoldering, and lots of people were calling the names of children, spouses, pets, parents, and the elderly. It was odd that in the midst of all this suffering, some of the buildings with their landscaping and accoutrement were beautiful and captivating. Josh had his hood up and looked around calmly. Takuma had gas and was trying not to burp too loud. They were walking down the hill, and the building at the bottom of the hill to the left on the corner had a certain spiritual marker on it, and he guessed that was where Josh was taking them to. Salik, Til, Soma, Whatever the case, how strong do you feel? Josh asked, not looking directly back at Takuma, but steadily walked down the hill. Nich, Kashi, Ha, Iol. Well, I guess I'd say just above a plateau, Takuma answered. They made it to the bottom of the hill and stopped in front of the building on the left at the corner. Josh took a visibly deep breath, and Takuma could hear moans and yelling coming from the white and exposed brick building.